To all the people who say things like there is no God and they'll often vent their thought on a social media, I would say that there is a knowledge and an experience. And if you don't have an experience to verify the knowledge, then maybe that's just the conclusion you come to. But it's the experience that will verify that, well, if you got the courage to call it God, certainly there is a God. And let me just say what my experience is with all this, what I'm talking about. There's knowledge which informs an experience. Experience verifies a knowledge. Alright? What do we know about God? Alright? We know that God is omnipresent. We know that God is the creator. Everything creates from God. Okay? So, here's my experience. This is what is verifying to me. Back in my rounding days, as I call them, when I was just meditating almost more than half the day. More than half the day I'll be in meditation, doing 3 rounds of transcendental meditation plus the cities. I did this for about 4 years and I did many hours, more than most people did. A lot of people did the minimum, I did more than the maximum. So in that experience, I would come out of the meditation hall and I would see the silence in me, in everything around me. Alright? From that omnipresent silence, everything was being created. And, okay, so God is omnipresent and He is the creator. Alright, so I see the omnipresence of the silence, and from that silence, all is being created. Through that silence, love will pervade endlessly through everything. It's like I wouldn't see differences in the world. I would see sameness, and it'd be like that for maybe 3 hours, 2-3 hours, and then it would come down. I go back to my relative experience. If a leaf does not know about the tree, how does it know why it is a leaf? A human may not know there is a God because it doesn't know about what God is, understand the wholeness. And the way I see it, we need to get closer to ourselves and experience the seed that blossomed existence of the tree. Master Omram would have said that the solar sun shows one the central sun. That central sun is omnipresent. It is the black hole sun. And that black hole sun, omnipresent, having love extend through the silence, I would have the courage to call God because it meets all the criteria that God is. This universe is a giant brain. In my opinion, that is God's brain. And Earth is at a point where God is extending through it more and more. And it's like a synaptic neuron in your mind where if you keep building upon that neural network, the coherence becomes more and more as Earth enters into the higher feminine chakras. We need to increase the love in our heart and speak and think from the love in our heart so that we can match the vibration of a new Earth. And I need to stop talking about this stuff because I will talk about it endlessly. But just one more thing to say, about 10% of people are going to see a way forward. Most people will be in a state of PTSD. They're not going to understand what is happening. It'd be very confusing, but they'll come out of it, and there'll be a second wave, and then there'll be a third wave, and by 2060, somewhere in there, the new wave will be totally in place. But 2025, we should see a great shift in consciousness. So let's just be focused on our spiritual ascension. Don't worry about nothing else except that. In my opinion, it's going to be love within us coming together that's going to move us forward through this. So don't get too focused on descending trends. Just focus on ascension.